Hey everyone, today I'm going to show you 3 exercises you can do on the double bass. Let's say you've just recently started playing double bass. You've been going through all the basics, double bass throughout the whole measure, maybe just a single measure, the general basic stuff. You're trying to build on top of that now. You're looking for something a little bit more interesting, something where you're breaking up the phrasing a little bit more. I thought that these 3 exercises might help with that. It might give you something that you can build on top of as well. I'm going to play these exercises for you 3 different times, each at a different tempo. First at 80 beats per minute, then 110, and then 140. So on this first exercise, I shift the snare drum around a little bit to help kind of give you a little bit of an odd feel. I land the snare on beat 3 and then on the and of 4. Double bass is straight throughout the first 2 beats and then the last 2 16th notes of beat 3. So it's 1E and a 2E and a 3 and then the and of 4. There's a little bit of a gap in there where it's actually just the hi-hat. The hi-hat is playing on the quarter notes throughout. So it'll be like 1E and a 2E and a 3 and a 4 and. So for the second exercise, I'm flipping the beat around a little bit. The snare is going to land on all the downbeats on each quarter note. The hi-hat is going to follow the snare. So the first 3 beats are all the same, snare and hi-hat on the downbeat, bass drum alternating on the 3rd and 4th 16th. So it's going like 1 and a 2 and a 3 and a. And then at the end of the measure, snare and the hi-hat are playing the last 2 eighth notes together. So the full phrase is 1 and a 2 and a 3 and a 4 and. So this third exercise gets really interesting. As you can see, it's in 7/8 time. So that means the whole phrasing of everything kind of gets a little bit odd. I have it written here as 2 parts, kind of as a 3/8 part and then a 4/8, which together gives us 7/8. As you can see, the snare is landing on beat 3 and then on beat 7. So as you're playing it, the gap of time between the 2 snare hits change. So obviously from the first to the second, you have basically 4 beats. And on the flip side of things, when you're coming back around, it's only 3 beats. The double bass also has a little bit of an emphasis on the upbeat on the latter half of the measure as well. So I hope you enjoyed those exercises. I'm going to be making more videos showing kind of maybe different or odd phrase drum beats, other things that might help expand your musical palette as it may be. So if you don't want to miss out on those, then don't forget to subscribe.